Hi, I'm Jeff Ledbetter, Roundtable Product Architect, and this is part 2 of our Introduction to Roundtable Labs. So in this particular example, our hero, Bobby Progress, has added a few more objects to his lab that he's working on locally. But the question is, well, what happens if someone else has made changes to these same objects while I have them in my lab? How do I reconcile those changes? What do I do? Well, I can find out by hitting my refresh button. And when I do that, a couple of things happen. I see that my common object and my helper class have now both been decorated with this modified decorator. We also see that the dirty label has been changed to yes. So that means some other changes have happened. My base version is version 2, but we see the current version is 2.1. So someone else has checked those objects out and checked them in. So I want to make sure I bring those changes down into my lab version. So I can do that by using the compare feature. So I'm going to right click and choose compare. And at this point I could just use the built-in compare routine to see what's going on here. So it looks like I have a C user prop public property that's been added to the workspace version. So I'm going to copy that change over to mine, and we'll look at the next change, and that's the change that I just added here in my lab. It looks like they've done a little reformatting as well, so let me bring that change over, and we seem to be all well and good at this point. So I'm going to save my lab copy. And let's do the same for helper class. We'll do the compare. And we see the same thing, that there is a new property that has been added. So let me bring that change over. And there's a change that I've added, so I don't want to lose my change. Let's go to the next one. So everything else seems just fine. So I'm going to save that. And now I want to do a couple more things. I need to reset this dirty flag so I can check out my changes and get them into Roundtable. So the first thing I need to do is I want to flag this as reviewed. That tells me and tells Roundtable that I've taken those changes into account, and so they can now actually be brought into Roundtable with the checkout. And also I can go ahead and update my notes like I did before. Merge in workspace changes. And we'll do that here for helper class as well. Merge in workspace changes. And save that. So now at this point, if I'm ready to actually check them out and bring them into Roundtable, I can just select both of them, right-click and choose Checkout. We'll make new revisions. And just like we saw before, the objects have been added to my task. They're now officially checked out in Roundtable, where I can do my final testing. I'll change my share status to Central, compile with Xref, and get them checked in. So that's how you make sure that you get others' changes merged in with your lab changes before you commit your lab changes into Roundtable. So stay tuned for more tips on using the Roundtable lab, and we'll see you later.